What's going on, world of the internet, also known as YouTube and Twitter? Josh can attest to my nervousness right now with all this stuff trying to get going. So
it was like the fourth quarter, clock was ticking down, and you were trying to draw up a play.
Yeah.
Play to win it.
I think I make up though. We got one little graphic that we're gonna close up. There we go. The clock was still on the screen, but I think I lost one graphic. So you know the guys. You guys can bear with me. So I get my one graphic back. Let me see which one I got, and then we're gonna go into the show, as I always like to do. And very honored, lucky to have a professional standing beside me or sitting beside me today with Josh Sims of Fox 46. But I think I got all my graphics loaded up here, man. So we're gonna get going here. I'm gonna check one more time to make sure the people are still with us on both of the networks that we're broadcasting on. Simulcast. Is that the right word?
That is it.
Yeah.
Hey man.
We're on Twitter/Periscope right now.
Yep.
As well as let's check the
What's up, viewers?
Let's check the YouTube. Make sure that I got way too many windows open. So
you got a lot going on there, man.
I'm trying.
You're doing a lot.
Yeah. And we got Twitter going. So
hey, there we go.
G Gnarly's on here, but me and Josh are going to get online and talk a little bit about the Panthers versus the Jaguars matchup yesterday, a game in which we won.
Yep.
At the last minute, it was a little nervous.
Cardiac cats, man.
Yeah.
Can't escape it. Can't escape it.
They can't die. So let me go ahead and give the formal introduction. My name is Chris Jenkins, credentialed media member for Charlotte Vibe, covering the Carolina Panthers. Joined today by special guest Josh Sims, Fox 46. Check him out. Links, if you're watching on YouTube, links for him on Twitter are below, so please check him out. They do a good job. Whoa! Hey, John, you see this? You see
what
this?
happened with it? Yeah.
We got a donation.
Oh, hey.
We got a donation.
Hey.
$10.
I don't even know what we did to get a donation. we just showed up.
Stay on the show, man. Stay on the show. So, hey, C3 Podcast, thank you very much for that donation, because what I'm going to also quickly mention is only media company that's supported 100% by you guys. So I like to say, man of the people, I work for you guys. So I mean that, but I do need your support because we'll be going to London in just a couple of days. So
this man works hard. This man does a lot.
And I watch this guy get some tips. But so your donations, whatever that wants to be, whether it's $1, $10, it helps. So there's links also in the description for being able to donate, Cash App as well. And then also one of the freest things that you can do, hit that like button. That helps people find out about us. Also subscribe and hit that bell notifications, because I'm gonna try to beat this guy's network and giving you guys lots of coverage coming up for going to London. So let me give a few shout outs, man. We always give our shout outs.
Yeah, give the shout outs.
The people.
It's all about the people,
they
man. Give
it.
the people what they want. Jalen said it best.
Trill said, what's up? C3 in the house. And then the podcast is also saying, what's up, Trill? My man B. Evans, who also signs on quite a bit, is on here. He says, let's go, champ. I'm going to make one adjustment to that camera, man. So I'm going to leave you and the view for a second. It's going to be a quick adjustment, but anybody else? So Josh, hold it down while I make this super quick.
You got this?
You got this.
Hey.
Yeah, I got it.
I'll hold it down. Yeah, man. So, by the way, support my guy Chris Jenkins. Does a great job. I see him, of course, every Sunday and in the locker room during the week, killing it with the Panthers coverage. So, we're always a team here in the Charlotte market, all trying to bring the best coverage of the Carolina Panthers, and it helps when the team is winning games, which you're doing right now. Won 3 in a row, 3-2 after that win over the Jaguars, 34-27. And weather in the ship, man. That's all you got to do until you get healthy. Ton of injuries with this squad. I was saying last week that the injury report was as long as tall as Yao Ming.
Yeah,
tall as Yao. Still getting it done, man. National Football League, they always say next man up mentality. That's what this team's doing right now.
And they've done a great job of embracing that too.
Yeah.
Really good job. So let me go ahead and go down this list of some things. Again, likes to be engaging. So at any point that you guys start submitting those questions, we're going to stop and break away from what we're doing and then engage with you and answer those questions as I go to mess up with everything that I have in front of me. So last thing, I see one more note here. I'm trying to get to 5,000 subscribers, which I know is a little bit far from where we are right now. But if you guys watch, tell a friend, share, retweet.
There you go.
You never know. We can be there by the end of the week. So let's go ahead and talk about this game yesterday. So first thing that comes to my mind is this little guy with two deuce. Christian McCaffrey with his game yesterday was just phenomenal to watch this guy every week. I think we're getting spoiled.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting spoiled. But seeing him, like, you know, you're just wondering what he's going to do. And I know for me, my biggest wow moment was when I watched from the press box. They were going to our right, but they were approaching the red zone. And he had that carry where he like ran into one guy, a second guy came, a third guy came, and finally they got him out with like 4 or 5 guys, but still they didn't tackle him, right?
No, he still didn't go down even when he was out of bounds.
Yeah, he still stayed up.
Yeah, it was incredible. And before that, there was this move where he was on the sideline, and it's literally the sideline and the field to his left, and the defender should have had him cornered in because it's like basically force him to the sideline. He can't go anywhere else. And somehow McCaffrey shook him like he was Steph Curry, crossing over Chris Paul and making him fall down. Was able to pick up the first down. It took 4 guys to drag him out.
I think that's what led to my tweet saying that you wish you had basketball moves like that.
I do, man. What he does on the football field is almost like a point guard in the NBA. The way he's able to, in a sense, cross dudes up and make them miss because. He's literally, it's one-on-one coverage, and there's been so many times where he's put his foot in the ground, made one quick cut, the defender goes one way, and McCaffrey's gone the next way, and he's picking up chunk yardage, and it's just amazing what he's doing right now for a guy that, coming out, they say, this man can't run between the tackles. He's not an every down running back.
Right.
He can't do this, he can't do that. All right, he heard all that, filed that away, and he is proving that he is not just the best back in the NFL, which I think you could argue that he is right now. He's one of the best players in the NFL and should be the lead candidate for MVP right now.
Yeah. Hear that, Paul? I got all these comments coming. I didn't know where to start. See, this is my first time introducing somebody to the world of what all goes on and how this works. So I had this pause. So let me go ahead and go to some questions because I like to go to the questions and engage. Antoine Pearson, do you think we are using McCaffrey too much? Oh, we got another $10, man.
Hey, wow.
Can you just stay here?
Hey, man.
Just stay here, man. Just
Segment.
hang out. I might be able to get a burger while I'm running at this rate. I'm going to throw that question to you, though, Josh, if you don't mind starting out.
It is a good question. Are they using Christian McCaffrey too much? Because I think on Sunday, that was the first time he was out for an offensive series, and the only reason because he cramped up. Because he's being used so much. But to that question, I'll say, what else do you want them to do? This man is so good that it's hard to justify taking him off the field. And yes, you could say, hey, let's give him some rest and prolong his career. I mean, NFL's win now, man, and the nature of running backs.
You're taking the owner's mentality, huh?
And the nature of running backs, and it's sad to say, but how many times have we seen a guy be very good for a short amount of time and then disappear? Especially running backs. Jamal Charles has done. Sean Alexander back in the day. Larry Johnson. There's dudes that running backs have this window. Mm-hmm. And you have to maximize that. And maybe McCaffrey would be one of the special few to hang around like a Gore who's now doing it with Buffalo or something like that. But it's hard to justify not giving him the ball right now. Even Olsen said it after the game. I've never seen us say run the same play so many times over and over again. But it's working. So what do you want to do? Do you want to bring in someone else, Jordan Scarlett or someone else? Or do you want to keep giving McCaffrey the ball and watch him produce? Now, yes, if he starts getting stuffed at the line and the other teams are starting to snuff out the runs or stop McCaffrey, then you got to go back to the drawing board and figure something out. Mm-hmm. But for now, it's hard to justify not giving him the ball with what he's produced.
Okay. So I want them to give him a few less touches, but not from a running perspective.
Yeah.
I want them to spread the ball out for all these passes that he's catching. Because I feel like with the wide receiver core that we have with DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, and Greg Olsen, all very, very capable receivers, then I feel like we could take the load off him in that perspective. I feel like for the run game, I mean, he's just a beast, so give it to him all day long. But for me personally, when he gets all those catches, I'm like, man, we could give that guy a break from that because I do get the value of having him on the field, making defenses respected. But with hearing what you say, I do think about the coaches in this win now, and they can say,
listen, Ron is on the hot seat, Marty is on the hot seat. They have to win games right now. They can't think about the future of McCaffrey 4 or 5 years from now. They got to win now, and they were 0-2. Remember that. They were also staring at 0-2 and searching for something to save their season and their jobs. This is what's working, so they're going to keep doing it.
All right, I'm going to bring up on the screen. You can't see. Well, you can look over here, but you see Crash. That's how you say Christian McCaffrey with a tongue tie. Christian McCaffrey had 19 carries yesterday, 176 yards. But the thing that I want to point out was, again, I don't like is that he led in targets again this week with 9 targets. DJ Moore had 8. Curtis Samuel had 6, and I still go to say with these guys, Moore and Samuel, they're young guys, right? So I feel like if it was me, all these guys have egos.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I mean, he's good.
Right, I'm here.
But damn, I'm like, can I at least get the same number of targets as this guy? I'm DJ Moore's first round draft pick.
Yeah.
And a very capable guy, and I feel like getting those guys some more touches would be helpful.
Yeah, and there could be design plays to go to DJ and Curtis. It just could happen to be that McCaffrey is the one that's open. And they've simplified the offense a little bit for Kyle Allen. Let's not forget that the first game he threw obviously for 261, 4 touchdowns. And since then, it's been a lot of dump offs, a lot of get the ball to McCaffrey, and that could be because the play breaks down. That could just be because he's open at the moment. But that doesn't necessarily mean they're not drawing up these plays for those other guys. It's just the ball ends up going to McCaffrey because Kyle Allen threw the ball over 18 yards once on Sunday, and that was a 52-yard reception to DJ Moore down along the sideline. Okay. Other than that, the longest chunk play was an 18-yard throw to McCaffrey, of course. So, yes, they do have weapons, and they would like to spread the ball around to those other guys. Let's not forget that there could be plays drawn up for them. It's just the way the defense shades it. The ball could end up being dumped off to McCaffrey a lot more than maybe they anticipate.
Yeah, early on I felt like North Turner was doing a good job because I think Samuels was the guy that he was using as a dump off guy.
Yep.
And I like that because again I feel like you can give Christian those plays off to keep him fresh, but you can't ignore the fact that Christian cramped up.
Yep.
And what are we in? 5 games in?
5 games in.
And Rivera already said it's going to be this new normal of a lot of rest for this guy.
Yeah, he's probably not going to practice during the week.
Yeah, he's probably not going to practice, especially with that trip over to London. But I still feel like, okay, what happens if we do make that playoff run?
Right, and
16,
then that's where
17, 18, 19 weeks.
You got to get to the playoffs.
Yes.
And who's going to get them there?
Bonifant. Locks, man, what's up to you? David Chisholm, tons of injuries for sure, but I'll take the dubs. Locks Bane again has some more comments. C3, we got our very own Marshall Faulk and Christian McCaffrey.
Hey,
maybe
he's doing some legendary things.
What else we got? Sure, a lot of people comparing him to Faulk. Chris, what do you think of Vernon Butler? He looked aggressive yesterday. Has he finally locked into his craft? That's funny because I know a lot of people were hating on Vernon Butler, and then he got a fumble. Was it 2 weeks ago in Houston?
Yes.
I think he did something a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it was in Houston. It was Eric Reed blitzed around the left side, forced Deshaun Watson into Vernon Butler, got the sack fumble, and Eric Reed picked it up.
This guy's going to be on the show more often, man. I like how he feels in my thoughts. He's actually working when he's in the press box. But, I haven't had a chance to go back. We were talking about before we got on air. I like to try to watch the game again before I do this. I haven't had a chance to because, as y'all know, my son graduated. Well, he's now a Marine. So I'm still trying to get a grasp on everything and still trying to lock down his London trip. But I would hope that Vernon Butler has a wake-up call because he's has that year where they didn't take on the option. So that put him on notice. May have taken him a few games, and this would be timely as well because we've had some injuries on both sides of the ball. So if he is able to pick up, that would be a great thing for him to do so. Pat Coltrane. You heard of Pat Coltrane, man? No, he's a guy on YouTube that talks about the Panthers.
Oh, yeah.
Funny, hilarious, but also very
knowledgeable
guy. So I want to give a shout out to Pat.
Shout out to Pat.
He came on the show last year. We're trying to work. People keep asking me on my show about your show and when you're coming back on. I told him we working things out. So Pat, please come back on soon so that people can stop beating me up for wondering when we're going to collaborate again. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, we got a lot of comments coming. Let's see. It's getting hot out here.
Yeah,
but we're gonna take the heat for the sake of the show.
Start to get oily,
Let's see. How can we sit? Actually, let me go back. B. Evans, Sly Guy, my dude was wearing the wrong size shoes. We'll talk about Sly in a little bit. So Pat Singers, he said baby bubble. So somebody's on here saying this. That's one of his sayings. But again, Pat, you can't take over my show, man. I'm glad that you're doing well. Chisholm with some comments. What's your thoughts on Bonathan and then the return of Cam? We're going to come to that. All right, so we're getting a lot of stuff, which I appreciate it. So continue to leave the comments, and we're going to circle back to those comments. But so what we're going to do is we kind of got to go on high speed and go through some other things so we can interact with you guys. All right, so The defense, I thought we did bad, but then again, no, I thought we did pretty decent. I'm sorry, but then we actually didn't do as good as I thought. Allowing over 500 yards from the Jaguars, but I think what skewed my thoughts on the defense yesterday when I did the post-game show was the fact that they had turnovers when we needed them to.
Yep.
They had the Brian Burns who had the strip sack, go for 6, his first touchdown of his career, and then they held us down with that final minute, stopping the Jaguars from scoring. So let me also, I got a graphic I'm gonna show you guys about the Jaguars and how well they did against us yesterday. See here, they had 149 yards rushing, and I didn't notice at the time, but Minshew, is that how you say his name?
Yeah, Minshew Mania.
Yeah, he had 42 yards running on us, which is pretty good.
Yeah, he scrambled a little bit, extended some plays, kept some drives alive. He was actually pretty good for a rookie.
Yeah, and then on the receiving course, they had 374 yards.
Chark killed him yesterday.
Yeah, and I believe the Cockrell got covered him for the most part, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I did notice, and I tweeted about this yesterday during the game, that Cockrell seemed to be struggling with his defender. Just, I think Rivera said it's been a step off, but I feel like he, I don't know what it was, but I think Cockrell did struggle yesterday in his coverage with the Jaguars.
Yeah, he did struggle a little bit, and we got to remember that he's been bouncing back and forth between positions. He plays corner, he's played a little slot corner or a little nickel, and he's also played safety. So he's not the starter. He filled in very well for Dante Jackson down in Houston, got that pick. But yesterday we saw some of the limitations that Cockrell does have, which is a reason why he's not starting over Dante Jackson. But, you know, as long as he bends but does not break, you know, and as long as he continues to learn, then they'll be all right, but Dante Jackson will be back. He'll solidify that, and Cockrell will come in and fill in where he can and do work.
All right, we're going to keep it moving. Like I said, I got a lot of comments coming, so please continue to leave those comments. And I hope somebody's not texting me because they're watching me, Chandler, my son, on TV. But also, another quick plug, if you guys have got some super chats, which I appreciate, so your donations continue to help Charlotte Vibe stay in existence and grow. So super chats, there's links for GoFundMe or Cash App, whatever you guys want to do, always appreciate it. Kyle Allen, so he is now, what, undefeated as a starter?
He is now undefeated as a starter, yep. First undrafted rookie to do that since Kurt Warner did it in 91. Yep.
Well, here's what we're going to get into. Should he replace Cam Newton when Cam gets healthy? So again, for those that are new to watching, I'll tell you my theory on this.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
You want to hear it?
I want to hear this.
So from day one, I felt like if Kyle does the exceptional, like he did that first week against the Cardinals, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, hey, that's a real hot hand. Keep that guy in there.
Yep.
But I said if Kyle is an average good quarterback, not saying he has to be blazing, but if he's good, solid, not messing up, which I feel is what the case is now. He had that exceptional first game. Since then, he's been managing the game well. He's been a good NFL quarterback. I feel like Cam, once healthy, deserves to come back. He's been a pro. I mean, he's been a Pro Bowler. He's taken us to the Super Bowl. He is just a one-of-a-kind type talent that you bring Cam back. But you bring him back on a short leash, right? You bring him back. I say give him 2 games. If he stinks up the first game, I'm still okay with that. But if he stinks up that second game, I say pull him out, have Kyle come back in there. Thoughts on that?
It's so situational.
It is.
This. You know, it depends on what Kyle Allen does, like you said.
How do you feel Kyle has been overall?
I feel like he's been good. I feel like the first game where he threw for 261 and 4 touchdowns, that was the height of what we can see him as, but that was never going to be who he was on a consistent basis.
Right.
Now, he's managed the game. The fumbles are a little bit of an issue because he still did it again yesterday. It just didn't cost the team. He's played well managing the games, and he's done what they've asked him to do. He got the ball to the playmakers and let them make plays, and they're winning games. Cam Newton, when healthy, is what separates this team from a good team to a great team. If he is healthy, if he is 100%. Now, if you don't believe he's 100%, then that's when the decision gets tough, because if he's healthy enough to play, but he's not 100%, then that's a tough decision they got to make, because they're always going to be loyal to Cam, and Ron has already said Cam is our guy, and when he comes back, healthy, then he's going to be under center. That's different.
Do you believe that?
That's where I'm going. It's different if Kyle Allen, say, goes 5-2, 6-2, undefeated while he's starting. Then is when the conspiracy theorist in me comes in, and I say, you shut down Cam for the year because he's not healthy, even if he is healthy. You say the foot's not right, the shoulder's not right, and you say we're going to rehab him this whole offseason.
What's the scenario
come back?
That we do that?
If if Kyle Allen is like undefeated, when Cam comes, like Kyle Allen has not lost a game and has not been, like he's playing well, he's not turning the ball over, the team's winning, and maybe he's throwing for 200 yards a game and 2 touchdowns.
Okay,
No
has he thrown an
turnovers.
interception yet?
He has not thrown an interception yet.
Yeah,
that's also history, by the way, for
Even though
for a
he kind
rookie.
of offset with
Even
those
though he did
fumbles.
throw, yeah, exactly. He's got 6 fumbles, 4 of those lost. But if you're in a situation where he goes 6-0, 7-0, how do you take him out
Right.
and bring Cam back?
Yeah. Hey, continue to leave your comments on the YouTube and Twitter because we're going to be rolling into them in just a second. But I heard something interesting in the press box yesterday, which I shared. We're going to keep rolling. Put Cam on IR, and that's a good way to avoid this media circus.
That's
about
exactly,
when he
that's
comes
my
back,
theory.
right?
That is my conspiracy theory.
Put him on
the IR.
injured reserve.
Yep.
Get you a veteran backup quarterback because you don't want Greer just riding through the playoffs.
Right.
But that'll let Cam rest for the end of the year, and that'll eliminate a lot of media talk about once they're both healthy.
You know what worries me about that?
What's that?
What if Kyle Allen gets hurt?
That's to say because you put him.
Wouldn't
on
you
IR
rather have Cam at 80% then
than a veteran backup?
than a veteran backup?
Hey, let us know. Josh wants to know: would you rather have Cam as your backup?
And keep in mind the Cam we saw the first 2 games of the season was not Cam at 80%.
Okay.
That was a shell of Cam.
Right.
I'm saying he's healthy enough to run again. He's healthy enough, like maybe the first part of last season. Well, maybe not, because the first part of last season he was playing a little bit MVP level type stuff because his completion percentage
But he was
through
healthy.
the roof. But he was healthy.
Right.
So I'm saying he's like 80%, let's say 85%.
Go for
Look how
85.
the inflation is happening. 85%.
Right.
And would you rather play 85% of Cam Newton or whatever
100%
veteran
of a
backup
veteran.
you bring in, like a Brock Osweiler or I don't know, you trade for Eli Manning. I don't know what goes on.
All right. I want those comments to start popping up. Josh's question there. We got a few no's so far, but continue to leave your comments.
The Cam Newton is such a interesting topic because people ride so hard with him
Or hate him.
hate him so much.
Yeah.
There's no in the middle about him.
Hey, here's another question for the people because we're going to keep moving through. But
Yeah.
do you guys think that Cam should have been at the game? He wasn't. That I know.
I did not see him. He could have been there in the meeting rooms or in the press box or just because I think it's a whole nother circus if Cam is there. And I talked to Al Wallace about this the other day, and he was concerned about Cam being on the sidelines. Al Wallace, former Carolina Panther, if you don't know him, he does great stuff for the pregame show for the Carolina Panthers, works with Caroline Can, who I'm sure you've seen too. But he was concerned about Cam Newton being on the sideline for the first time with Kyle Allen starting at home since everything's played out because on the road, Cam wasn't there. So it was easy for everybody to rally around Kyle and celebrate with Kyle and say all the right things and be there for him. With Cam over his shoulder, and I want to ask you this too, does that create a different sort of dynamic? Because while you want to celebrate, Kyle goes out there, throws for 200 yards and 4 touchdowns, but then Cam's over there in the corner like, all right, yeah, good job, bro. And then he starts to feel like, oh, wow, they're really riding for this guy. They're kind of not turning on him, but like he's sort of left.
Hey, man.
And then do you have to think about his feelings before you go high five Kyle Allen and then be like, well, I want to make sure Cam still feels good? Is that a weird dynamic? Is he making too much of that, or is that?
I think that's making too much because I feel like these guys are all like grown men, right? And they all are claiming
they all have
players,
egos,
right?
The NFL ego.
But if we're winning, like, all right, if I'm another player and we're winning and Kyle's making that happen, I'm not going to be like, Cam, I'm going to go and congratulate that guy. Those are the people you're in battle with at the moment. So I really don't think other players should have any hesitancy to congratulate Kyle because they're trying to win that game. And they all.
Do you worry about Cam's feelings then?
No, because you should want to win. Right? You should want to win.
But don't great players want to be the reason you win?
So Cam should inside have a little bit of damn going on, but it should clearly not be visible to anybody else that he has that, because you should, even in that moment, you should be wanting to win. Now, when you get home and you look at the headline, you can think, damn. But I think in that moment, you should be wanting the team to win. Plus, as far as attention goes, Cam has made his vlog video, talked about how much he's Kyle's or Lovey's biggest supporter. So he should be doing his little thing that he would do with Derek Anderson and all the other quarterbacks.
Do you believe that he actually feels that way?
I feel like,
or he's just saying what?
No, I feel like, okay, being truthful, like we're saying, being ego, and you're these $1 million players. You're not going to be the number one quarterback and not have the ego of wanting to be out there all the time and succeed. So. Yeah, there's going to be something inside you that's like, I want to be out there. Right. But I still feel like the predominant inner him is going to still be happy for the success of Kyle.
Okay. I just thought it was an interesting topic when Al brought it up, so I've been asking everybody about, like, how do you think he feels? You know, I'm not saying that's how I feel or whatever. I just like to hear how I feel. I feel like he's saying the right things, but he wants to be the guy out there.
Yeah.
And why shouldn't he want to be the guy?
You don't feel like it's 50-50, like he? It's hard to say.
No, I don't think it's hard to say. I feel like deep down he's like, I wish that was me.
Yeah.
I want it to be me again. Like, of course he's going to want to win, but, you know. I don't know.
Retired Ed says they kept Cam away. He would have been jumping around celebrating and hurt his foot again. Somebody else agrees with you. M. Frazee agrees with you. So, all right, so I only want to keep Josh here for 30 minutes. We're about at the 27-minute mark. I'll keep him here a few extra minutes, but let's go through this, and then we're going to spend... Let me keep you over 10 minutes.
That's fine.
We'll go. We'll do our engaging thing and interact with you guys, because that's what Charlotte Vibe / Fox 46 does.
I love talking sports. I just be at home talking to my wife, and she's like, "I'm tired of you talking." So, you know.
Hey, we might. Hey, we didn't got $20 since you've been here, man. So we might get you back on again. But I was just going to briefly talk about Joey Sly, who just missed an extra point, had a 56-yard field goal block, had a 46-yard field goal block. Talked to him after the game in the locker room, and he was very somber about his performance. And he had a good point. He said, being a special teams guy, even though the team won, like special teams with what he does as a kicker is still a very individualized type of thing. And he said he had many reasons to be upset, but the one thing that could happen with the team winning did happen. But I just feel like that was just a blip for a young guy that's a kicker. What kicker have you not seen struggle? I think it's Vinatieri. He found himself in trouble after like 50 years.
I know. Father Time
right.
caught up to him.
He's like a 1 in a million, but you know, you've seen guys, Graham Gano, I'm sure a host of kickers go through that. So I feel like he's going to be fine. Any thoughts on the Sly?
Yeah, I think for a young guy, confidence, and with all these kickers, like you said, it's kind of they're on an island. And I think after that first one got blocked, and I think Ron even alluded to it in the locker room, it might have gotten his head a little bit. So he sped up his routine, and Ron said he wanted to go back and watch the film to see were people getting, you know, beyond the line of scrimmage too quickly, too easily, forcing Joey Sly's routine to be messed up. And we know how important routine is for kickers or most any, you know, player in general. So while he did struggle a little bit, it'll be interesting to see once you watch the film. Is it all on him? Is it the pressure's getting in too easily? Is it just one of those things where we've seen it happen? It seeps in your head when one kick gets blocked or you miss one kick, and that affects you for the rest of the game. So if he bounces back strong next game, I mean, this guy's been great since he's been here, so I think he deserves the benefit of a couple weeks. If that continues, then maybe we got an issue. But if not, then I think he'll bounce back.
Joey's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Hey, is it throwing you off seeing yourself delayed on the screen when you glance over here?
No, I'm used to that. That's actually what happens all the time.
This guy's on TV all the time. I'm gonna learn so much stuff. It throws me off like, oh, that's Josh movie. That's not me. But okay, I'm gonna put you on the spot, man. I'm going to, usually when I have my co-host Margaret on Sundays, she like facilitates the questions and I answer.
Yeah.
As a special guest, I'm gonna literally put you in the hot seat. It's getting hot in here. I don't know. I'm starting to perspire a little bit, but I'm gonna let you field a lot of these questions as we go to rapid fire wrapping this up. Guys that are still watching, again, submit your comments, submit your tweets, let us know. Me and Josh are going to collaboratively answer those questions. And if you're watching the rebroadcast, leave a comment, and I always go back. I'll make sure I put this guy in the headlock, and he goes back as well to answer any questions that you may have.
Headlock, man. You didn't see me down in Orlando last week with all the wrestlers, man. I learned some moves.
You're right. I might
watch
just have to say,
out. Pull people's elbows, rock bottom.
Yeah, you did it all. So, and also Josh's Twitter handle is in the comments. So if you want to follow Josh,
at
great
Josh
guy.
Fox 46.
Follow him. So I missed a question that came through on Twitter. So those that are on Twitter/Periscope, submit the question again. I don't know if you're going to have to answer this because we kind of touched on it, but they talked about it. Any veteran quarterbacks out there available right now? I don't know if there are any.
Veterans, what I know of,
that would be
the one you could, Brock Osweiler, I think I mentioned before, I'm pretty sure is still out there. I think he's still out there.
Yeah, we don't know, but
we don't. If there are, they're not ones you should feel good about. Like they're really not, because there's been so many issues with injured quarterbacks
that have guys
that have had guys. I mean, look what the Jets situation is. You think they'd be who is it? Falk, whoever they start this week. You think they'd be starting him if there were good veteran quarterbacks out there on the market?
I think Christian McCaffrey could be our quarterback.
Hey man,
he
threw
play
a little bit? Yeah,
he
threw it into the dirt. He had to get rid of the ball. When that's asked though, it's Brent Kaepernick though. He's out there.
Hey, he said it.
I'm not gonna take it there because I know it's such a polarizing topic.
Kaepernick
Kaepernick is out there.
All right, so I'm gonna run through some of these comments. C-Mac is collecting ankles like Allen Iverson says. True one. B. Evans, Sly Guy Madu was wearing the wrong size shoes yesterday. David Chisholm saying what's up. Jeffrey Prewitt. What's your thoughts on Bonifant and the return of Cam? I think we already went through that one, so I'm going to keep going with David Chisholm. All this given to C-Mac is scaring me for one big reason. $100 million contract next year.
Oh, he's got... I heard someone on the... I was listening to a podcast, and they said McCaffrey better hold out this offseason. That is a scary thought, and that's a real thought.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He's in 3 years, right?
Yeah, he's 3 years in, so this is the point. And if he ends up being the leading rusher in the league, Pro Bowler, All-Pro, a 1, 2, or 3 in MVP candidate, and he's making still a rookie deal.
Yeah. You think Tepper would just go to write that check?
I think they need to, but it's no. But here's the issue: it comes back to the life of a running back, and that is the problem because so many of these teams now are so hesitant to give guys these long deals. I know the Cowboys eventually caved and paid Zeke, but Chargers didn't pay Melvin. McCaffrey is better than Melvin Gordon, but you're in a situation where it's like, well, what are the terms of this deal? You give him a lot of money for over a lot of years, or do you short end the deal because everyone's talking about it? Literally the comments, I don't like using him this much, so he's probably going to have so much tread on his tires in 5 years that do you want him signed to a 5-year extension when in 2 years he might not have much left?
He ain't going to have much left.
And then that brings up the issue of the contract, but I would say this, he will have every right to hold out.
All right.
Going into training camp next year.
You heard it first.
Yep.
What's the point of giving them less carries if the team loses?
Yeah,
that kind of goes back to Josh's
But
I don't think we would just lose. Again, I'm fine with the number of carries. I just don't like the number of carries and the number of receptions. I think that takes it way too high for him. I feel like if he is the workhorse that we need, then the wide receivers that we got, there's play calling. Nor's a smart guy. He's been in the league forever. I mean, Cam was excelling last year off short dump passes. And it wasn't, I mean, Christian still was getting but you can still, I feel like you can spread it around. Pat Coltrane, Crash, new nickname alert, Pat. If you can leave another comment because I don't fully get that one. We need to go ahead and give C-Mac a contract before we get to the end of his rookie deal. Let's do it now so somebody's agreeing with you. Heathcliff, did Austin have a catch yesterday? I don't recall seeing
I think he had 2 targets, maybe. He had no catches because I have him in fantasy and that killed me. Ever since Arizona, bro, he went off in Arizona. And the funny thing was, like, going into that game, all the people out in Arizona were like, the Cardinals can't guard tight ends, so Elson's gonna have a big day. And I was like, well, how much of a big day? Well, he goes off 2 touchdowns over 100 yards, and then so I'm like, oh yeah, I'm leaving him in my lineup every week. Since then, it's tanked.
Yeah, he's a guy. Honestly, guys, I want to go and look at some film and see why he's not getting the targets. Is he not getting open, or is the plays just not leading him to get a pass. I don't know because I haven't looked, but I want to look into that. So again, subscribe so you can see when I come back and do a video on something like that. No, also didn't have one. I agree we need to get Curtis Samuel more involved. I think him and DJ are both very capable 1,000-yard seasons. So yeah, really quickly on that, I want to talk to DJ more, but he got out of the locker room. He's a quiet guy.
He is.
And he dipped. I won't say he dipped, but he was dressed and didn't have media around him. He left the locker room pretty quickly yesterday. But he is on pace to have a 1,000-yard season.
Yeah.
Just right above 1,000 yards. So I feel like, again, both Samuel and DJ Moore, the youngest tandem of wide receivers in the league.
Yeah.
Feed them a little bit more, man, because they could have a longer career than Christian potentially with this whole burnout thing that we're talking about. So anyway, where do we go next? Lots of comments, which I appreciate. So I think the guys like the Josh being on here, so I appreciate you. B-Fon needs to get in the game more. I don't think that's going to happen, but I think that there's now some confidence.
Now there is confidence in him that he could come in and produce, and it's a great story for him. You know, an undrafted guy that got this opportunity, and you know he's ahead of Jordan Scarlett on the depth chart now. And Scarlett's the guy they drafted, and Bonifan's the guy that got the call when McCaffrey was out with the cramps. Right. And then to come in and produce like that, you love to see something like that. Do I think he's going to get more carries? No. I think they're going to keep doing this McCaffrey thing. Like, I think they are so set on just feeding McCaffrey that that's what's going to happen. And if he has to leave the game, then they'll bring in Bonifant.
All right, so you guys got me good on this one. You got me real good because I've been talking about this all season, and I'm telling you, I'm a one-man shop, and sometimes I struggle. Yes, the Thomas Davis poster is still behind me, and I'm supposed to be giving it away. And I haven't given it away yet because I need to update it. So stay tuned, stay subscribed. I'm going to give it away. Recommend it to your instructor because I'm not going to pay to mail it, even though some people have said that they'll pay for it. So I promise to goodness, gracious goodness, my mom, that I will give this thing away once I get back from London. That's my promise. So sorry, but it's still there. So
right,
yeah,
people will let you know.
They're gonna let me know. You can't force the ball to other guys. They have to get open to make plays. Have to go back and watch that. But that's what Locke's Main says. Olsen was a target, but didn't have any receptions, which is true.
Yep.
Pat Coltrane said he's gonna make it on the show. So you guys see that on there. If he doesn't make it, stop talking to me.
Then you know.
Ask Pat about that. What's up, room? Please get DJ and Samuel more touches. You any comment on that? Did you already comment on that?
No, I don't know if I did, but yeah, I agree definitely, and I think one of the most dangerous things about DJ Moore is his ability to get yards after contact.
Yes.
And we see he runs hard sometimes to a fault because he doesn't secure the ball as best as he should, but he's young and he's going to learn. But he is so dynamic and so physical when he gets the ball in his hands and runs that I would love to see him get more touches. I would love them to use him more on jet sweeps. I would love them to use him in some more pitches. And McCaffrey draws so much attention that we saw early in the game when they had McCaffrey as a decoy and Samuel came around and rushed the ball and picked up a first down, that these guys can basically do what they want out there with so much attention on McCaffrey that if you use McCaffrey as this decoy, get those guys the ball, it could really benefit this team on offense.
Here's a quick thought. I'm going to keep it quick because I'm keeping Josh here long and I got all these comments. But if you got DJ and or Curtis more involved, I think that defenses may have to adjust a little bit more. Because they would have had some tape and would have seen these things. Now, right now, I'm not going to say they're not seeing anything, but I don't believe they're seeing the potential of how dynamic this could be. And DJ Moore showed me something different yesterday with that catch.
Yeah, downside. Like, he went up and got it.
He posted the guy, held him off with this arm, then pushed off perfectly, then came and got it right here. And not to say that he hadn't had that skill set, but usually you just see him solidly catching the ball. But the way he played, when that ball was first thrown, I didn't think that he was going to get it just because of the position.
Right, he made that play. Yeah. That was almost a 50-50 ball, and he went up and got it. And I would love to see this offense air it out a lot more, throw some more deep balls. I know they threw a couple at Houston and didn't connect on them. But if DJ Moore can get single coverage and go up and make a play, let's do it, man. Let's air this thing out. I know they simplified the offense with Kyle Allen, but I think he's justified in getting the opportunity to have some plays to at least keep the defense honest.
Right, exactly.
At least show the threat of throwing some deep balls. And I know we said that a ton with Cam, and we're like, he's not throwing deep balls anymore. And then Kyle Allen comes in, and he's not throwing deep balls. I would love to see them add that a little more and just take some shots, see what happens.
Just let's come here. Yeah, so that's back on. So I think we should pick back up. So if you guys are watching and you see us, we're not sure that we're back on yet. So give us a split second to verify that we are back on after that little technical difficulty. And meanwhile, I'm just gonna continue to slowly talk as I see if it's gonna pick the stream back up. It's always a delay anyway, so
yeah, it was about a 15 second delay.
I can't tell 100% what we're doing. I think the stream should have stayed because only the camera. There we go. Look.
Back in it.
I'm not college educated, but this guy is from Villanova, and you know what happens? You put 2 and 2 together, and we still live. So, yeah, I think we're back. Again, it's a delay, so I'll wait.
Right, you're going to see that in about 15 seconds. 15 seconds, you'll be like, wow.
But thank you guys for bearing through that camera outage with the batteries going out. But let's go ahead and zoom through the rest of these so we can go do what we got to do. I forget where I was at, but I'm just going to try to find where we were. Oh, I was talking about, I show a lot of love to the YouTube family out there. So, Pat Coltrane, very popular YouTuber that talks about the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
C3 guy does an excellent production job. I want to hire him because the notes that he has and the way he does all his camera stuff is good. Very popular. And then this guy named, I forget if I say his name right, Shelly Tron. So they're saying most of these guys here except that guy needs to come on. But hey, everybody's welcome on the show. Let me know. Moving on. What do you guys think of rolling with Allen till week 12 or so, then let a healthy Cam carry us through the playoff? I'm not going to let Josh answer that because we did touch on that earlier in the video, and we're getting a little long in the broadcast. So if you could, what's my man, the NFL nerd, just replay, go back, you'll be able to see that. But I appreciate the question coming through. How do you think we're going to do against the Bucks in London? I'll let you touch on that pretty quickly.
Yeah, better win.
Yeah, Locked Main said this is a must-win game.
Because you can't fall behind. You can't lose both games to a team in the division if you're trying to win the division. They've already dropped one to the Bucks. They need to even up the series. So it's huge. It is huge. The Bucks are Jekyll and Hyde, man. That's the thing about that team. They go and hang 54 on the Rams, and maybe the Rams aren't as good as we think they are. But then they turn around and lose to the Saints. The Saints are a good team, but with a backup and Teddy Two Gloves, as they call him.
Yeah.
So it's hard. The Bucs have so many weapons, and they played the Panthers well. And they played them well recently. But Panthers have to. It's simple as the Panthers have to win that game. That's.
You know what I'm going to go with? A very unscientific fact for you guys. Carolina gets there, London, Thursday. Tampa gets there Friday. I don't know if you guys knew that. So I'm breaking news for you right here. I hope I don't get a little text about my breaking information. Yeah. But I'm going to say they're coming later, so they're going to be more jet lagged. They're going to be more tired, and we should win. How do you like that?
I think so too. I think it's interesting too. Roman Harper was explaining to us a little bit about the dynamic of playing in London, and he said when he was with the Saints, they went out there all week.
Yeah.
So he said they left after a loss on Sunday here in Carolina, and they flew straight from Charlotte to London. They were out there all week, and for them it was more of an experience.
Yeah.
He was saying with Carolina it's more of a business trip.
Yeah.
So they're going over there to play a football game. They're not going over there for the yes, this is a football game, but we also want you guys to have a life experience and have they had a day off when they were there. Roman was saying so they had Monday night into Tuesday to just go out and experience London, experience the culture and everything like that. Versus the Panthers, they might have they're not having a day off. They're going over there, they'll practice, and maybe they'll go somewhere out to dinner together and do something. But this is a business trip for them, so I have every indication that they're going to be focused on this game and not be distracted by being in London.
Hey, did you watch Dennis Daly closely at all yesterday? Like, I got to go back and watch it. I don't have a comment on
Daly. Daly had some good plays. He had some tough plays. He's got the talent, man. He's got the talent to do it. He's just young. I mean, he's a rookie. This is one of his first NFL experiences, so he's going to take some lumps. And there were some times he got beat and he struggled a little bit. There were some times where he showed signs. And the thing about it is, right now they really have no choice. He's got to grow up fast. Because he's going to have to play until, Turner is back healthy and with the line shifting around and Greg Little in the concussion protocol, you need Daly. You need him. So I'm sure that they watched film, and the one thing I will give him credit for, as the whole offensive line credit for, the holes that they were creating on Sunday, man, me and you could have just ran up through those holes, bro. Like
they were big.
There were some massive. On the 84-yard run by McCaffrey, that hole was like you could fit a Mack truck through that hole.
Ran probably about as straight of a long touchdown as you could ever run, like straight.
Like he just. So yeah, big credit to the offensive line for what they did on. And Ron even gave them a lot of credit. One of the first things he did was give the offensive line credit because they were without 2 starters on Sunday. That's huge.
And I'm going to keep zipping through these so we can round up. We need Trent Williams.
Trent Williams holding out for the Redskins. Yep.
What position is he?
He's an offensive lineman. Yeah, good player. Actually, very good player. Very good offensive lineman. One of the best in the league. He's holding out because, why would you want to play for the Redskins? But yeah, man, I think at this point they like who they have. They just need to get them healthy. They don't necessarily need you. Like, obviously, Trent Williams would be great here. Like, it'd be great to have him. But first and foremost, you need to get your guys healthy because I think they like what they have. If they can get Greg Little out of the concussion protocol, I think they like him a lot.
All right. I lost my spot here on everything, so I'm just going to keep rolling. Pete Thomas, we need healthy Cam back, but I will let Allen go until he loses. Locked Main says Cam needs to be healthy, which could take 8 weeks. We need Cam, no question. Big props for Allen for playing better than expected. Shaq can beat our offense alone in London. I'm not too sure what that means right there, so I'm going to keep on moving. If Cam can run, but he ain't that accurate when needed, kind of touched on that. Appreciate all you guys' comments. Just trying to run through all these as we get ready to get out of here. Yes, he should have been there. I don't know what that is. You guys are getting late for you guys? I don't understand some of these comments. Update 2, I saw posted Saturday, Cam was still in the boot.
He was, yep. When they posted it, he was at the donut place, I think, in the Park Road Shopping Center.
Yep.
Over there, and he still had the boot on.
If the Panthers do get a healthy Cam Newton back, there will be one true lingering concern: accuracy. That's from M. Frazee.
That is a concern.
I agree with you there, sir. Locks main Cam just not mentally into it right now. He said he needs to get away from the game. He needs to shut down. That's kind of interesting. We don't have too much time to get into that because he did talk about some of the mental stuff. But I want to comment, but I said I'm gonna keep going. So I'm gonna keep going. If he can't run, he should sit down. It should have been that way. Cam should be the first one congratulating Cam. There's a lot of Cam comments here.
Yeah, people love to talk about Cam, man.
Cam is not a better quarterback than Allen mechanically. He's just a better athlete. This offense is so much smoother with Kyle under center. Hey, very good comment as well. So I appreciate all the good comments. You guys can certainly leave comments and conversate with each other, which I think that you guys are doing. Let me continue to try to run through all these. If I missed your comment, I'm sorry. It's hot and we're way over time. So I'm just trying to show some love to everybody still here. Pete Thomas these days getting better onto holding on the ball as of late. Yeah. I think Norv works on his percentages, usually giving cvibe 90% of Villiers misdirection sweeps right now so that later in the season he can lower it. All right. And then you guys noticing that we went dark. Yes, we went dark. Batteries died on us. Don't have a camera operator, so that happens. And yes, we're back. Thanks for all the thumbs up, the good miles, the strengths. To keep pounding, yes, we're still pounding. About to wrap up. Panthers have a huge British fan base. Jack had the same injury last time, didn't he? Jack? You know who Jack is?
Jack had the same injury last time.
Yeah. Don't know who Jack is, Super Panther. So we're about to wrap up, but if you can clarify that comment, Jack who, I can let my expert give you guys some feedback on that. I want to see Brian Cox Jr. next week.
Mm-hmm.
You've been on for a whole hour, laughing out loud. Yes, I normally do 30 minutes, but special guest and the outage, so I'm staying on a little bit longer. Crazy Alan Ballin, yeah, he is. Any sightseeing planned for London? So, no sightseeing is planned. My plan is to beat Fox 46 with coverage and give you guys tons of access, tons of behind the scenes interviews. I'm going to get over there Thursday morning, and I believe there's one event that the media can go to Thursday afternoon, and then I plan on going live Thursday evening, trying to get some other media guests lined up for that as well. Friday will be Panthers practice, so that's going to be the morning, and then that I think will take us till about 3 o'clock London time, and I believe there's one more event that evening. So no, I will not get to do any sightseeing because I need some donations, right? I got to come back, so I got to keep my time short over there. So
Johnny Manziel,
if you can, donate, super chats, Cash App, or just like the video, show some support by a simple like. My son says, hey, he probably wants to know what's for dinner, so I got to get out of here pretty soon. Hey guys, Dante Jackson. I don't know what you said about Dante Jackson. Oh, Jackson. Okay, I got it. So Super Panther saying Dante Jackson.
Oh, the Jack got
same. He didn't type the rest of it. He could have said D-Jack, DJ, something. But did Dante Jackson have the same injury last year? I don't know.
Was it the groin last year or was it the hamstring last year?
Both are speed related.
Yes.
Yeah.
He did miss a couple games last year with a leg injury.
Yeah.
Can't remember exactly what it was, but I know this time it's a groin. I can't remember if it was groin or something else last year.
I think it's time for me to issue that 40-yard challenge to him.
Bro, I'm not washed, bro. See, here's the thing about what I do these days. I don't sprint anymore.
No?
You know, I play ball, so that's little bursts, little 5-on-5. Yeah. But man, if I had to open it up and try and sprint, I feel like there's something would just.
Okay.
I think I've retired from the sprinting.
Come on,
sprinting
man. You can
game,
never
man.
retire. There's always the opportunity.
I was trying to open it up the other day and run. I felt the tightness in the hammies.
You know.
So I was just like, yeah, maybe this might be a wrap.
I'll share a story as well. I run on a treadmill every day, and I hate the treadmill, but I do it just to make sure I have it in my cardio because I don't do any sports anymore, extracurriculars, I should say. When I was visiting with my son at the base, we had a long walk, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna run back and get the car so that they don't have to do this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not gonna try to sprint, but I do the treadmill every day. I'm just gonna get a nice little.
It's different.
Man,
It's different.
my body started feeling like this shriveled up, like tightness all over. And I promise you guys, it was just like a nice stride. I could run tons faster.
It's so the treadmill, man. I don't know how treadmills really work.
They're weak.
Because I feel like they do not prepare
They
you to
don't,
run.
man. Because I got on the treadmill again today thinking, oh, you bite.
And you feel good when you're on the treadmill. You feel like you're killing it. You're like,
Right.
oh yeah, I'm great. And then anytime, and most times I've had to run, it's the same situation. It's not like on an athletic field or anything. It's like I got to run to go accomplish something.
Right.
And then when you're done, you're like running up a pair of stairs, or you're like running to your car to get somewhere, and you're like, wow, I am not in shape like I thought I was.
I need to get that drinking up. Hey, I got my water, man, but this once you hit a certain age, which I won't say what my age is, water is good for just overall health.
Yeah.
But like activity wise, you gotta I'm trying to get into a yoga class, but nevertheless, we are definitely at an hour mark. So hey, Josh Sims,
Hey,
Fox
man.
46.
Pleasure.
Appreciate him coming on. I hope you guys enjoyed him. Show him some love and support. His link to follow him on Twitter, his official. He has the blue check mark. He's verified, right? So when this guy tweets stuff about the Panthers or any other sports, also covers the Hornets and racing, and Fox got a little bit bigger budget than me. This guy will be there to check it out. And I'm Chris Jenkins from Charlotte. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again shortly. Now I gotta find a button to hit to end
It's
this.
published. Oh, let's just keep going.
Not to end it. We're now ended.